Imagine opening your eyes for the first time, and seeing ash fall from the sky. No sun, no warmth, no food, just silence and death. Now imagine that was your first day on Earth, because there was a time, several times actually, when being born wasn't a miracle. It was a curse. Today, we're diving into the 5 most brutal moments in human history to be born. Not just wars or famines, but eras where life itself was a death sentence. Let's begin. The Ice Age, minus 20,000 years ago. If you were born during the last glacial maximum, roughly 20,000 years ago, your life was a countdown, not to a birthday, to frostbite, to starve, to silence. Massive glaciers, 2 miles thick, smothered. Continents, temperatures dropped by 10 degrees Fahrenheit. The wind, a blade. The food, frozen or already dead. Your shelter, a mammoth bone tent, barely holding off the screaming cold. You lived with 20 others, and trusted none. Resources were scarce, tensions are high, death frequent, and if you got injured, just a scratch infection would take you before the wolves did. Yet, somehow, humanity didn't freeze to extinction. Not yet. The trap of agriculture minus 10,000 years ago. Now fast forward. Humanity thought it outsmarted nature. We stopped chasing food and forced it to grow in neat little rows. Wheat, barley, lentils. The agricultural revolution was born. So was misery, because instead of variety, we got monoculture. Instead of roaming tribes, we got dense villages. And instead of freedom, we got plague. Living close together meant viruses had house keys. Malnutrition skyrocketed. Teeth rotted, bones thinned. Ancient skeletons show the damage. Stunted growth, worn joints, crumbling jaws. And when crops failed, whether by drought, flood, or locust swarm, you watched your children starve, and couldn't do a thing about it. Fire from the east, 13th century Mongol invasions. It's the 1200s. You're born in a peaceful town near the Silk Road. You've never seen war, but war is coming, because across the steppe rides a storm with a name, Genghis Khan. The Mongol Empire expanded like a wildfire with hooves. Cities weren't conquered, they were erased. If you were lucky, you died quickly. If you weren't, your body was turned into a warning sign. Pyramids of skulls. Children used as shields. Tens of millions vanished. And the Mongols didn't care who you were. Farmer. Priest. Child. You were just an obstacle between them and the empire. Historians estimate over 10% of the world's population was wiped out, not over decades, but in a single generation. Act 4. The Black Plague, 1347 AD. Now picture this. You're born in a medieval village. By age 3, you've already seen 5 funerals. By age 7, you attend your own. The year is 1347. Europe is about to face a visitor that makes war look polite. The Black Death, carried by fleas, spread by rats, fueled by filth. It didn't just kill, it unstitched civilization. People bled from their mouths, necks ballooned with pus, and entire towns vanished. Doctors wore bird masks filled with flowers, as if perfume could stop a pandemic. In just 5 years, up to 60% of Europe was dead. And if you were born into this world, you had a higher chance of dying before your 10th birthday than living past it. Act 5. Toba, humanity's close call, 74,000 years ago. Now for the darkest of all. No empire, no disease, no sword, just fire. 74,000 years ago, the Toba supervolcano erupted in what is now Indonesia. It hurled 670 cubic miles of ash into the sky. The earth dimmed. Temperatures dropped 15 degrees Celsius. Photosynthesis stopped. Plants died. Animals starved. And then, people. What sunlight remained was gray and cold. Imagine your first breath being one of ash. Your first steps taken in silence. No birds, no crops, no warmth. It's believed the total human population shrank to less than 3,000. That's smaller than a modern shopping mall. If you were born in that generation, your chances of surviving were so small. Scientists can trace modern genetics back to you, or someone just like you. We often complain about traffic, about emails, about Monday's but history. History reminds us of something deeper, that being born at all, let alone into an era with antibiotics and coffee, is not just rare, it's miraculous. So next time the Wi-Fi lags, remember, you could have been born into an ice cave, a rat-infested plague town, or the day Earth almost stopped spinning, and yet, here you are, alive, breathing, proof that survival is in your blood. This is the Infinitale, and now, you know. Hit subscribe before time picks a less fortunate version of you.